Theory of personality in there, in this chapter on the soul and the self, understanding the self from the soul's perspective, that says, when we're born, we learn from the people around us what we're supposed to believe, what we're not supposed to believe, what we're supposed to like and dislike. We learn their opinions of us and everything else. That's a part of our the social part of us. But we also we're also animals that need to survive. So far in our evolution that the social nature has worked together with the physical nature for survival. The trouble is the soul has been ignored. The soul is the deepest part of us, the image of God, with its specific characteristics. And it appears to me that one of the things we can learn to do is to look at ourself from our soul's perspective, rather than looking at ourself from the perspectives that we've learned from other people and our culture and so forth. And that opens up a whole new way to experience ourself. The beauty of this for me is that it gives us a chance to make choices. Now, when I have an experience, I ask myself, is that coming from Bob, the animal that needs to survive? Or is it coming from the part of me that I've taken in from others around me that might include political ideas, religious ideas, feelings about myself, all of those things that I gathered from my experience growing up? If I had been born in Saudi Arabia, would I still be a Methodist? Probably not. That raises questions about what's real within the self. So what I try to do is point to the soul's reality within the self. That it's not just an oblong blur floating around somewhere, that it actually has characteristics, and it's actually the most powerful element in the self. When we learn to live from that element within the self, we become healthy, emotionally, spiritually healthy. Because the soul is the image of God within us. It didn't come from nowhere. So there's a theory of the self, a theory of personality that anyone can use, anyone can learn. This is another important thing. I think part of our history is that somehow the intellectuals are over there and everybody else is over here, and there has been a huge gulf between the so-called intellectuals and the ordinary people, to the extent that ideas are considered to be foreign. Like we're not taught to think. I think it's important, like there are many theories of personality, but most of them are not useful on a daily basis. The theory of personality that I offer is useful to me every day. And it made me a better father, looking at myself from my soul's perspective.